This presentation's on experiential learning. That looks like a pretty good experience to me out on the beach. And what's that called, a catamaran? Okay, David Kolb is the sort of founder of this theory. It's an inclusive, holistic model of adult learning. Experience is the main driving force to learning. So you provide students with experience. Knowledge constructed through reflection on the experience. So it's not just giving them the experience, it's the reflection. Okay? So here's the model, and it starts there at the top left with experience. So you need to have experience, hence experiential learning. But it's not just the experience. Just like when we talked about project-based learning, constructionism, it's not just the constructing of the artifact, it's to engage in the conversations. It's the critical reflection, the abstract conceptualization, the active experimentation, the more critical reflection. That whole cycle of analyzing the experience and reflecting on the experience, that's the important element of learning. And that's what this model talks about. You have the experience, and then you enter into this reflection cycle. Okay? And that reflection cycle is the learning cycle. So experience by itself, just as doing a project by itself, isn't enough for learning to occur. Okay? Perception, two modes of gaining experience. Okay, so you can have concrete experience, but you can also have more of an abstract conceptualization of the experience. So you can kind of some things that you have to learn are more abstract, so it's more difficult to have direct experience with it. All right, then transformation, two modes of transforming the experience: reflective observation and active experimentation. So part of the cycle is to engage in this reflective activity based on the experience, and part of it is to go back and have a little more experience through the active experimentation. Okay, so the application of experiential learning has been the field-based courses, study abroad courses, mentor-based internships, computer-based interventions. Now, again, this would have to be more of the abstract conceptualization because where's the experience? So you've got to give them experience in the intervention. Role-playing and simulations give them experience. Where's the experience is the thing you need to be asking all the time. Continuing professional development e-learning courses. Okay? So you can apply it in each of these things, but there has to be experience. There needs to be a place where they engage in this reflective activity, and to go back and experience again and experiment again. Steps for implementing experiential. Set up the experience. What is the experience going to be? Engage the learner in the experience. Allow for discussion. Allow formulation of concepts and hypotheses as part of that. To not just to have the conversation, but to kind of generate these abstractions from it. Allow experimentation with the ideas, and then encourage further reflection. So there's the 6-step process. Okay, some criticisms of experiential learning. Concrete experience idea not fully developed or explained. So it's what is concrete experience? Poorly defined concepts within the construct, within the whole model. Non-reflective experience not addressed. I mean, what does that mean? If you don't reflect on the experience, is it not valid? What happens with that? The social aspect of learning not really addressed, although a central tenet of it is to engage in these conversations. Okay. And finally, some of the strengths of experiential learning. It accounts for each adult's unique set of experience. So again, you have you provide them with experience, but when they engage in these conversations, one of the main differences between adult learners and children is that adults have all this experience that they bring to the setting. And so you give them experience, and then you get them to engage in conversations about that experience, and what happens is this new experience you gave them is being woven into the vast experiences that they have, that they bring to the classroom. It integrates aspects of perception of experience with aspects of transformation of the experience. So you have the experience, but then you also have the abstraction of the experience. Conceptualizes the necessity of both learner strengths and learner weaknesses. And so, again, this can be done as they go through this cycle. So these are some of the strengths of the theory, and that's basically my brief little summary of experiential learning. Again, there's a lot more information in the chapter. There's lots of more information out on the web. But I will conclude by saying experiential learning is primarily an adult learning theory, but obviously this will work quite well with children as well. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.